I agree with that. I just want to let our viewers know that you're tuning in right now to the Watchful Citizen. We have Barbara Baier, who is a candidate for the 3rd District of the Lincoln Public Schools Board of Education. And we are discussing some of the issues that she has worked on in the past as a Board of Education member, and then some of the things that she's proposing to work on in the future when she's reelected. I want to get to that point that you just brought up. 40% of our system this year, the families are living at or below the poverty line. And that's self-report data.
Yes.
So it may even be, probably is more than that. Some people may not be reporting they need free and reduced lunch. You know, this trend has been going on for probably longer than a decade, certainly longer than 5 years, that we've been a growing poor district and a growing poor community. At what point does Lincoln look at itself in the mirror and realize that nearly half of our families in the Lincoln Public Schools are poor, and what are we going to do that's different, that it's not just business as usual?
I think we need to have that community conversation, because I think that we expect our school system to solve all things. And our school system is a good beginning point and can deliver a lot of services, including education, our primary goal. But we cannot alone deliver those other services that are beyond education. Our mission is education. But we in the education field realize that other factors are starting to come into the classroom, and they have to do with kids coming to school hungry. They have to do with kids coming without winter coats. They have to do with kids worried every weekend when they go home. Will we have to go and live out of the car? Are we going to lose our place to live? Can you imagine being a 5-year-old or an 8-year-old child, and you're trying to learn how to read and do the multiplication tables and all that kind of stuff, and then you have to worry about whether or not you're going to eat? So it is something that the schools can do a lot about, but we can't do it alone. We must, as a community, have this conversation together. How do we do things like expand the backpack program, which is an excellent example of using the schools, utilizing that partnership with the schools, and doing the partnership with the food bank and others to go and provide food to children over the weekend. But we have to look at other issues. We have to look at the issues that were brought up by the Safe Haven Act that was in Nebraska, got Nebraska a lot of national attention, not necessarily the most positive, but I think it was a focusing for the entire nation, because it ended up that a lot of the kids who came in through the Safe Haven Act were not Nebraska kids, but kids from across the country. That not only does Nebraska, Lincoln, but the whole country has a big issue that it is tried to ignore with the mental health needs of children and youth. And how do we go and make sure our kids are safe and get the kind of help they need? So many children, when they are hurting, actually respond so very well to the right interventions, but they're not there. We as a country have spent a long time, several decades now, in pursuit of personal wealth, which is fine. We all like having nice things and stuff. But we've focused so much on it that we forgot about the other stuff that's really important. And the other stuff that's really important is making sure that our kids are going to get the education they need that makes this country the envy of the world. And we've kind of forgotten about that. And we need to make that investment. Now, we're really fortunate here in Lincoln. We have a fabulous school system. We have great facilities. We have certificated teachers in every classroom. You know, a lot of localities across the country, boy, would they like to be at that point. But we are at that point. So we can go and we can address these larger issues in a more meaningful way, since our foundation is so firm. But we need to figure out those partnerships between the public schools and and the private sector and other nonprofit entities on how we make sure that our kids have the services they need, the support they need, and that we don't have kids worrying about whether or not they're going to have food and shelter. We can do better than that here in Lincoln. We can make sure that childhood's a good thing here in Lincoln.